Magandang umaga.
Hindi magandang umaga. Bukas na naman yung camera mo.
Morning, Lola Janet. Morning, Michelle. How are you all today? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me for being in your way. Oh, you got the rolls in early. It's normally Wednesday. Today is only Tuesday. You got them early. Okay. All right. Remind me when I come home today. I need to get a package of the rolls. Okay. Well, I am going in.
Yeah.
I am going in. Okay. Okay. Morning, Tess. How are you today? I'm so full.
No.
You know why? Because I had.
Ano?
Don't do that. Chicken. It's beautiful. 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 Have a great day. What are you doing? What are you doing? Fist bump. Are you going for a ride? Are you going to ride on there today? Yeah, here. Okay, I have to go into work. I could stay here all day long and chat with her. I will see you later, sweetie. Bye. Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Tuesday, and it is build day 113. Yes, I am sure it is build day 113 here on the construction schedule out at Villa FELIZ. And I got it right today. I'm sure I got it right. And you're probably saying to yourself, James, why are you doing the opening monologue out in the middle of the field out here instead of by your house? Well, you know, sometimes you got to do some change up every now and then. But the real reason behind why I'm doing it out here this morning, out here instead of in front of my apartment, is because my neighbor had the music was blaring. And as you know, on YouTube, often if there's music in the background because of copyright infringements and things like that, all the licensing stuff, you can't rebroadcast some music. So I thought to be safe, I thought it was better to just go ahead and do the intro a little bit later on. So that's actually why I'm doing it today. So anyway, let's talk about what we're planning on doing today on the construction schedule. As you know, yesterday they were finishing up. They were doing the roofing beams, and they're going to be doing the roofing beams probably for about the next 5 days up on the second floor. My builder told me sometime next week we're actually going to pour the roof beams, and then we will start working on the truss construction so we can actually get the roofing on. But today I also expect that they will be doing a lot of stuff down inside the basement like they were doing yesterday. More of the 4-inch concrete hollow block, filling in that they'll probably pull that form off yesterday where they did the elevated footer. They'll probably pull the form off of that and reuse that form over on the other side so they can actually get that completed. So that's the main things for today. Anything else that comes up is going to be a bonus. I would like to give a big shout out to a long-term subscriber and a regular commenter on the vlog here, and it's Mick Adams. It's his birthday. Today's July 4th here, and July 4th is his birthday. So Mick, happy birthday, and thank you for being a loyal subscriber and contributor to the channel here. Have a great day. I hope you have the day off. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the build site and get things underway. I'm anxious to see where they've gone already this morning, because I'm running just a little bit late because I spent a lot of time with my wife on Skype this morning. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Good morning. Good morning. First floor. So as you can see, we are actually starting to remove some of the cocoa lumber, leaving the supports up, leaving these, so we maintain the 28 days for integrity for the beams. But we're removing the standard cocoa lumber. They're actually, now we're not only putting concrete hollow block walls on the second floor and completing it in the basement, but we will now be starting concrete hollow blocks on the first floor. And just yesterday I was thinking, we got a lot of gravel, and you saw we got all that cement, but we really don't have a lot of sand. This is like all the sand we had left right here. I'm like, boy, we really need some sand. Well, here's our sand. So we're hooked for our concrete mix. While I am up here, what I want to talk about is that exciting news that I talked about yesterday, the big change for yesterday. And I didn't mention it yesterday because I have to go into detail a little bit more and try to explain what we did. Just like, remember, we opened this whole area. Remember, there was 2 sliding glass windows here, and that was a patio, and now it's a sunroom, no wall at all. And we have a sunroom which extends out the great room, which makes it truly a great room. What we have here, I talked with my builder yesterday, and you see this is the stairway. So this is going into the master bedroom suite right here, and there would normally be a platform going down, concrete steps going to another platform, concrete steps going down to the kitchen down here below. It would look exactly like the set of stairs that you see going from the basement up to the first floor. Well, I got to thinking, this whole area right here, there's a big window here, then where the deck is, the platform that meets the lower set of stairs and the stairs rising up here, there is an area it's covered, it's the wall, and then below it there's also glass for the lower deck. And I got to thinking, you know, we got all this beautiful glass that's bringing all this wonderful light in the outdoors to the indoors, but all this concrete, it's blocking all of this this beautiful view from the outside looking in and from the inside looking out, and it's confining. So I got to thinking about David's house. Remember David's house that I stayed at over at Mount Malariat? All of his, going from the first floor up to the second floor where all the bedrooms are, like the bedroom is up here, it's floating steps going up there. And I got to thinking, when I was there, he has a big picture window on the side, and you could see through all of the steps, and you could see through the window, and it gives a big feeling of airiness inside there, openness. So I asked my builder, I said, instead of putting concrete walls in the center and having nothing but concrete, just like you see here with tiles, and the bottom ones, again, we're going to use the simulated wood tiles for the basement up to the first floor, and from the first floor we were going to use very thick wood that sits on the top of the concrete for each one of the steps going up here. And first of all, I didn't like that combination because we're using the same concrete steps, but we're using different materials from one floor to the next. But if you change the entire theme, it's okay to do something like that. So I said, let's bring in all this light from all this beautiful picture window here, the window down there, and let's go ahead and do floating steps from the first floor all the way up to the second story. So we go to the first floor, and it's basically an I-beam with individual wooden steps that go up to the platform, another I-beam coming up here with individual, and that will bring all of this light in through here. There's actually a window that's going through on that side right there. The window you'll be able to see all the way across the entire corridor. It will introduce a whole different feeling now, using the floating steps instead of a concrete corridor going all the way up. So I think that's a vast improvement of the design for the front part of this house right here, and it will be dramatic at nighttime because we'll be using some type of like reflective tempered glass that we'll be using for most of the windows here. So during the daytime, you won't be able to see inside, but at nighttime when the lights all turned on, it'll give a wonderful presence. And he agreed. I spoke with the boss. She agreed. So we're changing over to floating steps in this entire section right here. More CHPs. Oh, something I wanted to mention to you. Don't be surprised if when you receive your shipment of concrete hollow blocks, and especially if they just made it and it's only maybe 2 days old or 3 days old or something like that, and you go over to it and you take your finger and you can actually push on it, yeah, see, and actually the whole thing crumbles on the side. Because when it first comes out, it's at the beginning of its curing stage. When you order concrete hollow blocks, you specify what the pressure rating is that you want. You specify the strength, basically in PSI. You can order 500 PSI, you can order 750 PSI, so on and so forth. So, and that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what it's supposed to be after it's done with its full curing stage. So when you first receive it, and don't do the drop test immediately after first comes, because it'll probably crumble. So give it a couple of weeks worth of curing time, and then do your test on it at that point. Well, anyway, it is almost 11:30. 11:30 is when the residents, the communities in this subdivision are having a little get-together for the 4th of July. So I am going to head over and join up for the festivities, and that will be through the lunch break. Anyway, for these guys, they'll be breaking in about 30 minutes themselves, and then I will be back over here to continue to monitor what we finished. You didn't see, I was down in the basement, and I did the vibrating of the footer, the support, the second one that got poured today. So that's all done, and I think that's going to come out really nice. And everybody else is still working in their respective area. Electricians still running PVC and service outlet boxes and light outlet boxes. Still working on the roof beams. Still working on doing plastering in the basement. Still working on doing the angle bar, getting it all prepped for this the roof work. So take a break right now. So anyway, this is the 4th of July, and we're at Charles and Tang's home right here, the beautiful home here. And everybody knows Henry, of course. Everybody knows Henry, right? Yeah. And this is the wonderful spread that they've got here. Oh, it's just like wonderful ribs and pork and roast pork and what is that, lechon? They call it lechon. Yeah. And we have some lumpia, and it's vegetarian, healthy vegetarian lumpia. Oh, great stuff. I'm gonna get started and put a plate together here.
Yo, hi. Hey.
Well, anyway, we got the front archway, the form poured, so that's completion of that portion for the window section for the front of the house. So anyway, something I was thinking about, if you are used to the way they do electrical outlet switches in North America, and I believe in Europe as well, You normally have, there are boxes that are big enough. Instead of individual boxes, they have boxes that are big enough that you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 outlets inside one box. And then they have a cover plate with a 2 cover plate, 3, 4, 5, just like that. So it's one clean installation of your switches. In the Philippines, what you're going to probably find, like I've been finding, and like what my contractor said, is the way they do things over here. And I question it, but I went to the hardware stores. I went to the building supply stores, and mostly what you're going to find are single gang boxes just like this right here to install your electrical switches and your service outlets, your electrical outlets like this. But what they do over here, instead of having 2, 3, 4, whatever, with one single cover, and you flipping the switches on each one behind that clean cover, what they have is you can get 1, 2, or 3, and what they do is they fit inside one electrical box just like this. So I think what we're going to do here to clean this up, I don't like the idea of having 4, and since it's logical anyway for this room right here, we've got 2 for regular lights and 2 for the overhead ceiling fan. I think what we're going to do, we're going to get the 2 gang, the one that has 2 switches in each one of them, and we won't use it. We'll remove this one, and we'll remove this one and backfill it with plaster, and we'll do 2 switches. These will be for overhead lighting and for the lamps on the nightstands, and this one will be for the light for the ceiling fan as well as the ceiling fan itself. So we will run like that, and it'll be cleaner, and we won't have so many things occupying the wall right there. So the first room on the first floor to get concrete hollow block walls installed, which are working on right now here. This is the bedroom. This is the smallest bedroom in the house, and this is the one that's being built on the southeast corner of the house. And the original plan had 1 window here, and there was no window up here. But I spoke with my builder, and I said, you know, it's going to be really dark with just the 1 window inside there. And every other room has, the bathroom has a window, this bedroom has a window, and that's an open porch in the back. And it will look much better and will be symmetrical with the additional window. So we're going to add the additional window right there. So anyway, you see my X here that said put the boxes here for the TV on the wall. How we got from here down to here, I don't know. Well, I was gone most of the afternoon over at Charles and Tang's place with the rest of the community members. We were having our 4th of July, our little mini fiesta there with a feast and great conversation. I actually got to meet the owner. You know the house that Briggs and Gil are working on over there, the one I brought where we did the cooking show over there. Well, I got to meet the owner. And very nice gentleman, and we had some really good conversation. He's the one who's in charge of doing the construction. He's basically the overseer, and he's buying all the materials, and he's doing everything. And he has the crews that are working over there, Gil and Briggs and the team over there. He's basically doing the oversight, and he controls that crew over there. And very, very interesting man. And he has something to do with, remember we talked about interior design, interior decorating, and he has something to do with design of the house. And it's a Mexican design that they're doing over there. And he actually finishes up his project at the same time that we're scheduled to finish this one. So we might be having, we're trying to make sure we deconflict blessing of the houses so that we can visit each other for that. So anyway, let's look at what we got done today as we conclude every single day. Today, remember yesterday, we finished, we had this poured, and it is complete. And this is the full support for that footer that is the part of this column over here. Remember, the footer actually only goes up, the footer is actually about this high inside there. So we encase that footer so that we don't have any degradation and we don't have any deterioration of that footer, and we'll maintain support up here while we also are able to build this other room back here. And this is the second one, and we poured this today. The one worker out here continued today to do all the cleaning and the priming of all the angle iron for the roofing that will be started next week. This room had some attention to detail. There was no plaster on this wall back there, and this is a generator room. This wall was completed, and this wall was completed on this side. So today they worked on this one right here, setting up some of the power inside here, and they actually finished this side, and they will finish this. They'll smooth it off with the final coat, I suspect, tomorrow. And a lot of work. I know inside here. Let's look from this area. Let's try looking at it through the circuit breaker panel opening here in the wall. They actually did a lot inside of here as far as doing the finishing coat. They actually finished, so all the 4-inch concrete hollow block is complete, which complements the 6-inch on the outside for strength. They actually put here, we're going to actually walk inside here. I think we have enough light inside of here. So we got all these walls inside. This one is completed with plastering. This one plastering, and this one plaster. Oh, it's still wet. So definitely did this one. They added this electrical outlet here, and this one is actually going to run underneath the leveling cement to make a connection to this one over here. Originally, we didn't have any electricity inside this room. It was purely storage. And I was talking with my builder, so we have to have, just in case we need to plug something in there, for expansion later on. You never know what you might want to use the room for. So he added this today. So we have this outlet box right here. It will connect into the circuit breaker panel over here. And this, what we'll do is we'll run across the bottom of the floor over to that outlet over there. And when the leveling cement and the tile and everything will cover all of that, so you won't even know that's underneath there. So this room is, for finishing, it's about 50% finished, and maybe a little bit more than 50%. And then we were up on the second floor earlier, and we saw all the stuff on the second floor. The arch that they worked for the very front of the house, and they pulled the form off the one from the bathroom, and lots of steel reinforcement. They're still doing that for the beams, the roofing beams. They have to have all that done because we are going to be starting the roofing next week. I'm going to try to get out of here. I wasn't able to spend any time in the Bahi Kupo today to do any of the editing of today's video, so I'm going to do all of that back at the apartment. So that means I need to get back to the apartment as soon as I can now and get started on that. It's probably going to be a short video today, I imagine. I don't know how much video I have collected on here because I was over for 2 or 3 hours. I was over at the neighbors for the 4th of July get-together. So tomorrow is also July 5th. And just remember, July 5th at 5 p.m. Philippine time, they're supposed to be doing, in that, I don't know if it's a half-hour segment or whatever it is, we have just a short segment from the interview that they did when the PTV4 crew came out here and did the interview for people retiring in the Philippines, and specifically doing an interview with me out here in Tierra Maria Estates and the local community. So if you get an opportunity to check that out, please do it, and I will try to catch a copy of that as well and put it on the website if I can get a hold of a copy of it. So anyway, until tomorrow, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream in the bottom right hand side of your screen and you will be a subscriber, and you will get the notifications each time I upload a new video. So until tomorrow, you have a wonderful day. You know what that is? That's an avocado. Avocado. Do you know what an avocado is? That's my avocado. I'm gonna make a sandwich. Did I get a big smile? Smile?
Yes, a big.